Welcome to Hell's High Table, where the fires are hot and the egos are hotter. I'm your host, the Devil. Tonight, an intergenerational throwdown. Mao Zedong, the man who invented ideological chaos with a toothbrush-length mustache, versus Xi Jinping, the man who named an ideology after his haircut. Make some noise or I'll name a new policy after you. Mao, you turned a peasant revolution into a national. How do I put this very extreme DIY modernization project? Xi, you took rejuvenation and outsourced it to think tanks and central committees. Mao fought landlords with guerrilla tactics. Xi fights Western narratives with white papers and a very efficient VPN. Same playbook, different fonts.
In my day, we had contradictions, struggle sessions, and a purity that could melt the iciest comrade's soul.
In my era, we prefer contradictions resolved through propaganda, GDP growth numbers, and slightly fewer purges. Well, publicly.
Translation. Mao. Burn the house, rebuild new. Xi. Rename the house, update the app, and charge rent in yuan. Maoism says peasants are the engine of revolution. Xi says peasants are welcome, as long as they upgrade to a smartphone and obey the social credit app. Mao loved chaos theory. Xi prefers control theory. Mao wanted perpetual revolution. Xi wants perpetual re-election. That's ambition with fewer calories.
I wrote about contradiction like it was a love poem.
I wrote a doctrine that gets printed on diplomas and coffee mugs.
Mao's revolution smelled like gunpowder and powdered rice. Xi's revolution smells like incense, surveillance cameras, and very expensive urban skylines. Xi, you talk about leading global governance. That sounds suspiciously like rule the world without the capes. Is that the plan? Are we in a Marvel movie now?
We simply seek a world where Chinese values are a mainstream option.
Translation. Rule the world with a committee, an app update, and a very polite press release.
In my day, ruling the world was called exporting revolution. It involved more bicycles and fewer trade agreements.
Mao wanted world revolution. Xi wants global influence. Same ambition, different PR team. Let's talk about Trump. He just announced a major first phase Gaza deal. Trump, the man who went from reality TV to running the reality of geopolitics. Mao would have loved the theatrics. Xi would have loved the leverage.
Who is this Trump with the hair like a misbehaving tide?
He is a transactional leader. He offers deals on the back of a tweet.
Trump makes peace deals like supermarket discounts. 2 for the price of a press conference. Mao, you wrote long manifestos. Xi, you write long white papers. Trump, he writes long cap-lock proclamations. It's ideological polygamy. And I'm jealous. Mao, you led with slogans and soul. Sometimes the slogans ate the soul. Xi, you led with stability and surveillance. Sometimes the stability eats the spontaneity. Mao's signature, land reform and mass campaigns. Xi's signature, Belt and Road plus party loyalty training on eLearn. Mao, people's war. Xi, people's Wi-Fi with cameras.
I was the original disruptor, a messy, glorious disruptor.
I prefer order. It's more efficient, like a good spreadsheet for history.
Also, Mao's statues are dramatic. Xi's portraits are tenacious. Mao left poetry. Xi left a national curriculum. Mao got rats to run. Xi got satellites to stare. Xi, serious question. Do you want to rule the world? Or do you just want us to use chopsticks at the global banquet?
We want a world where our development model is respected.
Respect is a nice word for influence, which is a nice word for control. which is a nice word for, I want your ports on my map. Don't worry, I've put worse phrases on a resume.
I wanted peasants dancing. You want diplomats nodding and engineers building tunnels to everywhere.
Both of you are megalomaniacs wearing different suits. Mao's was mud-stained. Xi's is tailor-made. Ideology used to be about pamphlets and rallies. Now it's about think tanks, influencers, and very persuasive charts. Mao wrote long polemics. Xi has thought branded like a luxury line. Imagine Mao trying to trademark Maoism TM. He would have been baffled and probably banished the person who suggested it.
I would banish the trademark office.
I would acquire it and make a film series.
Film, trademarks, and a global shipping lane named after your favorite slogan. That's the modern revolution starter pack. Mao, you were unpredictable, heroic to some, tragic to others. Xi, you're predictable. Predictable in power consolidation, predictable in ambition. People fear Mao's chaos. People fear Xi's inevitability. If I took bets, Mao would bet on the masses. Xi would bet on the markets. And then quietly buy the platform the bets run on.
I shook the world, it shook back.
I prefer to make the world think it shook itself.
Which one is worse? The man who breaks the furniture to make a point, or the man who quietly rearranges the furniture while you're asleep? Then charges you a subscription. Gentlemen, parting words. Mao?
History remembers fireworks and famine, both bright and short.
See?
History remembers longevity and order, an infrastructure named after me.
So, who wins? The revolutionary with a cannon, or the strategist with a Wi-Fi password? You decide, or don't. Either way, I kept the receipts. That's tonight's Hell's High table. Subscribe, whisper my name in a slightly embarrassed way, and tune in next time when I roast Machiavelli and Marketers Anonymous. Good night. And remember, ideology tastes better with a pinch of sarcasm.